Hello guys, Isaac here. Welcome to the Auto Intuitive channel. Welcome newcomers. Here in front we have a 2024 i5 M60 and I'm going to try and rant for the next 10 minutes max. So here we have a Brooklyn gray metallic. Brooklyn is a nice color. It's pretty popular and it makes sure if the car has any shadows, it shows it so well, including the black side mirrors there. So if you don't know, the i5 M60 is the fully electric 5 Series that just came out. And you can see by the M badge in the grille, the M60 replaces the M550, which is the twin turbo V8 5 Series, which many love. So those clients no longer will have an option for a twin turbo V8 as they've loved. And now they will have this, which is a fully electric sedan, nearly nearly 198 inches, I believe, in length. And there's our M60 badge. So M60 means this car has a dual motor. The front wheels and the rear wheels have a motor between the axles. And here, see if I could get away from the shadow there. You can see the back, how the design has changed. Now if you look down here, there's a silver 5 Series. There it is, all the way down there. That's the previous one, right there, sitting. This one here is the current one that just came out for the next year. So as I was saying, the front wheels have a 255 horsepower motor. The rear wheels have a 483 horsepower motor. Total, BMW says this car has 590. But when you have launch boost, because you can launch it and you could activate the boost, I believe it makes much more, because the i4 M50, which is a 4 Series fully electric, says that it has 536 horsepower, I believe 545 pound-feet, but when you launch it, it has 700 pound-feet. So you can make an overboost when you launch these cars. The front looks kind of like the late 2000s E60 models, which I love. I love how the E60s look. That was the V10 BMW, and I'm wondering if this looks like that for good reason, because this is the most different 5 Series since that 5 Series in the late 2000s, which had a V10 in the front and naturally aspirated, making 500 horsepower. So you can see this one has the M side mirrors. M60 does not mean it's a full M car, but it does have the M side mirrors. It has the flush door handles against the body, so that helps with aerodynamic. It also has M Sport brakes. As you can see there in red, M Sport brakes. You got nice new wheels. I don't remember what the name of these wheels are. And I do like this, you can see this orange light right here, which is a side marker. It lets you know how long the car is. And you have one on the back as well. The lights do come on in sequence when you walk up to this car. What else do we need to know? This car has ARS, anti-roll stability control, so these rear wheels turn with the front wheels. So at slow speeds, maneuvering is much easier, making a U-turn, but going faster, it has much more stability. We're going to talk about how it drives here pretty soon, but down here you could see that there's a gloss black, which hides the size of this car pretty well, because it looks like a shadow. I actually saw another video, sorry my camera's shaking here. I saw another video of where the bottom there had chrome, so it reflected off the ground, and the car looked like it was floating on the ground. So if you cover the wheels, let's say you covered the wheels completely, like until right here, and then you made like the bottom quarter chrome mirror color where it reflects off the ground, the car will look like it's floating. Anyways, what am I talking about? There we go. You got the black lip on the trunk there. And of course, we're at Bill Pierce BMW. This is a demo car, so I'm allowed to fool around with this car for a while until it gets sold. This car actually, it's about 90 grand, and this car is being sold 10K above sticker because there are none sitting on a lot. And I believe it's a dealer prerogative. So here we have our mobility kit. Because electric cars, you guys have seen mobility kit, right? It's all velcroed down. So this is an air compressor for your tires. because electric cars don't have run flat tires. Underneath, you could still put the rear seats down, it looks like, in the trunk. And the trunk is nice and deep. It's much bigger for sure, I'm pretty sure. But we're trying to make this 10 minutes. There's our charger with an adapter that goes into the dryer. Hasn't been opened, and under here, you have the charger sitting under there. What else is under here? Nothing else. I see a front plate bracket. You don't need a front plate in the state I am in. And the cool part about a 5 Series is that because it leans more on the luxurious side, you do have a power closer in the back. So that closes it. That'll close it and lock all the doors. But I'm going to do the kick. So there we go. Lights are beeping. Nice. This fin on top is a little different too. Haven't seen one that looks like that. The antenna. Smooth. Looks like it's more aerodynamic. And this car does have 5G, so you can add this car on your cell phone plan. One thing I don't like that happened in the current BMWs is the rear seats. For some reason, the big BMWs lost comfort access on the rear doors. So you can't unlock the car from the rear doors. You'd have to come to the front door, put your hand in the door handle. This one's already unlocked. So I'm gonna press here. And you could hear the Hans Zimmer. Yeah. So now we're in the back. And look at the design of the door there. This one has Bowers and Wilkins. So you get this really cool where you could see the cone inside for the stereo. The door handles are also flush. This is a new door handle that I'm experiencing. Different design. Nothing wrong with that. Back of the seats. For the first time ever on the back of the seats, you have this, which has been in the X5 and the X7, which you could put a bracket in and it will hold your screen or a table or a hanger. And it also has a USB-C charger. You also have 2 more USB-C chargers down here. This car, I believe you can get a climate package and your rear seats will have their own climate zone. So this 5 Series does not have its own, have a climate package. So the rear seats don't have their own zone. And let's look around here. These seats are really nice. Called Veganza or something. They're really comfortable, especially here in the middle. And here in the middle. One thing I hear from BMW clients is, why can't you get the seats from any car in any car? And of course, all the cars are different sizes. And like most people want, there we go. Got a picture of that again. The Bowers and Wilkins. Sounds pretty good. Most people want the comfortable seats. And they're 4 Series, so they'll get in a 5 Series and go, what in the world? So you can see here we have a new steering wheel. This steering wheel is nice and thick. It's the thickest I've ever felt, actually. And now you have a marker here that shows you where your wheels are as well. Let's have a seat. You can look at the door. So you have ambient lighting in the door, which is nice and prominent. Nice, thick ambient lighting there. Let's say I turn the car on. I wonder if it's going to blink red. It turned back off on me automatically because the door is open, because you can't hear the car. What did I do earlier? I think I turned it on and I put the car in reverse. Do you hear that? That is your reverse Hans Zimmer hum for when you're at Costco. Works under 20 miles an hour. I'm going to close this. I'm going to put the car back in park. Skipping around a little bit. Here's another view of the steering wheel. It's got the M Sport stitching on it. One thing you notice when you get in this car, because it has the iDrive 8, is that the colors are like the M car iDrive 8 theme. So there's the M Sport colors throughout. It's more crisp for sure because it's the 8.5, which now of course has this little swipey thing here, and you could have whatever you want in the background. And one of my viewers showed me actually how to correct this, which made me laugh. I was like, I don't know how to get in the back, which was pretty cool. So I learned from everybody. You have a wireless charger down here, and on the left side with this little marker is where you could charge your phone, but this side just holds your phone. Some cup holders. Oh, there are 2 more USB-Cs down here. It's probably a little dangerous to have. I wonder why they would have that there. Because in my car, when I put something in the cup holder, I spill often, even with the lid. It drives me crazy. So I have to maneuver all the way over all these buttons and put my cup in there and hope that I don't take a turn when my cup decides to take its top off. Just like the fully electric iX, this is familiar. You get a haptic feedback controls, and you don't have a park button for your transmission, but this park does your transmission. This button does your transmission and your parking brake. But if you have the car on, say we turned it off and then we turn it back on. So if you have the car on, and let's say we put it in drive, and you turned it off, it'll jump straight to park, which I believe I did in another video. But what you want to do when the car's on is you want to press this button when you're in drive, because it'll engage the parking brake as well, so your weight of your car, which this car weighs 6,400 pounds, it's not leaning on the transmission or the lock for the transmission, whatever you'd like to call it. So let's look at this one weird thing. So we have adaptive suspension professional as standard, which is pretty incredible. We also have acoustic pedestrian. You have park assistant, because this car can park itself, and I don't see a parking package anywhere. So the 5 Series currently has the most advanced features standard, and there's your ACC Go and driver assist, so it has adaptive cruise already. And active driving assistance and 5G. Pretty cool. So this 5 Series is the forefront for technology. Oh, in case you haven't seen the design of the interior from the driver's seat, it's nice and clean. The vents mimic the 7 Series vents. And yeah, I'm gonna jump out because we're gonna open the frunk, right? So to open the frunk on a BMW, usually you have a latch right here, and there's nothing, and I had to look for it. It's almost like on this car they want to hide it a little more, and it's underneath, kind of like you used to have. Oh, there it is. And you still pull it twice, as it says 2 times on it. Let's go check it out. And then we're done with this video for now. Hood is open. I pulled it twice, so you could just pick up the hood, and look at that. There's no frunk. There's a cover, just like you had on the i4 and the iX. But on the iX, your hood or your bonnet will not stay up, I believe. I think you have to have something to hold it up. This one was easier to open. Reason why you'd be opening this bonnet is because you have washer fluid right there. So there you go. And I could see there's a battery under there, because you still do have a 12-volt battery in this car. But your front motor is underneath here. I'm going to go ahead and close this. And of course, when you close it, BMW says to slightly slam it. There we go. So you could see on the hood here, you got some design cues, like the middle here where the badge is. There's a valley, and I'm sure that valley's more prominent when this car's in different colors. This grille is illuminated as well, which you can illuminate, so it has a white line around it at night. Not necessarily my style, but everybody has their own style. And the headlights also have the shadow lines, so that's why they're blacked out. After driving this car, I do have to say that I drive an M340, and I still prefer my M340. This car is a highway missile for short range, of course, of 250 miles. And it does have highway assistance, so it does have up to 85 miles where you could just sit there. You could look in the side mirror, and it'll ask you to confirm to change lanes. So that's on top of the semi-autonomy that it had before, that most of the other BMWs you can order with. But this one's the one that had the highway assistant conversation come up, and then they put them on the SUVs via update, but this car came with it. What else about this car? So I was driving, I like to get on the freeway sometimes a little quick when nobody's looking. And because this car weighs so much and the front wheels don't feel to me like they're attached to the rear wheels, it's not, to me, it's not a car for pushing around if you're that type. Because my M340 pulls you in on the inside of the turn, and it is an X-Drive all-wheel drive, so is this car. But this car, you could tell that the computer is what's deciding what the all-wheel drive is doing, less mechanical for sure. So I can't feel on the ground when I'm mid-corner and I have these tires on the brink, on the edge. And because it's so comfortable and so quiet, you forget how much it weighs, and it's daunting to me. So maybe I'll go for some track time and see what it does. Straight line speed, it's incredible. And it also has launch control, which I mentioned earlier has the overboost. But when you take off in it, it feels like these front wheels are going they're trying to pull the rest of the body while the rear wheels are trying to so not having a drive shaft in the middle, it's a different feeling to this car. But it's mighty fast. It's fast. That's all I'll say. Fast, comfortable, quiet, and safe. Now, if you can deal with the range, then it's the perfect car for you. And it's mighty smart. So ask me any questions and we'll do another one. We'll go more in depth. We're welcoming in the 2024 fully electric i5 M60. Ciao.